Are you absolutely sure you're alone in your room right now? If you knew that someone had been tracking your every move for 16 years just to get even for a disgusting crime committed by your ancestors, would you ever be able to sleep again? The year was 1973, rural Maine. The vibe back then was heavy, still reeling from the aftermath of the Vietnam War. My name is Eric. My family had a lot of clout in that town, but behind the prestige, there was a dark history rotting away. It was an hour's trek back from the city, passing through frozen lakes and an old crumbling cemetery surrounded by thick pine forests, where the only thing you could hear was the wind howling through the trees. One midnight, while walking past that graveyard, I saw an old man. He was standing there with his eyes shut, as still as a frozen tombstone. As I tried to brush past him, he growled in this deep, gravelly voice, "Don't go any further, Eric. There's something nasty waiting for you on this path." I figured he was just some local crackpot and kept walking, but a few yards in, I started hearing whispers. Out of the fog, a figure emerged, tall, face covered in rags, staring at me with pure, unadulterated hatred. I tried to run, but it felt like my feet were glued to the ice. That figure? It wasn't a ghost. It was a man in white snow camouflage, blending perfectly into the drifts. He started closing in on me, step by step. Just then, the old man's flashlight cut through the dark, and the figure vanished into the woods like a phantom. If you're hooked on this mystery, hit that subscribe button right now, because this rabbit hole goes way deeper. The old man dragged me inside and spilled the truth. My grandfather's ancestor, a powerful landlord named Dalton, had once brutalized a local dancer's family. That family didn't die out. Instead, they'd been hiding in the backwoods for generations, living for one thing: destroying our bloodline. They weren't using black magic. They were using psychological warfare to drive my family members insane one by one. Later, my grandfather decided we had to get out of town by boat. In the middle of the river, I saw them, the masked figures in small canoes surrounding us. They weren't monsters. They were flesh and blood people driven mad by revenge. My grandfather didn't panic. He started praying out loud, standing his ground. That level of spiritual grit and mental fortitude made them hesitate. See, they preyed on our fear and mental weakness, but they couldn't stand up against actual courage and unwavering faith. Later, we found out those people lived in total isolation, coming out only at night just to mess with our heads. They weren't demons. They were human-made horror show. My grandfather told us to stay grounded in our faith because only mental strength can protect you from the terrors humans create for each other. Even now, thinking back to that night gives me the chills. Those people in the woods were living witnesses to our family's sins. Karma always finds a way back to you, but if you face it with a clear head and a bit of backbone, you can survive even the most calculated human evil. So, what do you think? Isn't a multi-generational revenge plot way scarier than a ghost story? Have you ever had a grudge turn into something that messed with your head? Let me know in the comments. And tell me what other Maine mysteries or psychological horrors you want to hear next. If you liked the video, share it around. Thanks for watching until the end. I'll see you in the next mystery. Stay subscribed. And hey, before you turn this off, check your window. Is someone watching you from the shadows? Remember, the sins of the past have a long reach. Make sure you're actually alone tonight.